challenge 2 ball and strike calls per game. Mixed opinions from Yankee fans at the stadium.
If the technology is there, why not take advantage of it?
It's getting too modern, taking away the character of the game.
I think they rely on technology too much.
Use the technology that's available. Too many games decided with bad calls.
Chris Morgan likes it and says this is about one thing.
You look at tennis, you look at the NFL right now, and they use these to make the call right. And that's all we want.
The automated system will adjust for a player's height. Mac Rosenberg's 1010 wins on 92.3 FM.
Metro North's Hudson Line's about to move faster. Governor Hochul announced new Super Express runs yesterday.
These Super Express trains will take you from Poughkeepsie to Grand Central in 90 minutes. And from Beacon to Grand Central in less than 1 hour and 15 minutes.
Hochul says track work to enable these new runs was completed ahead of schedule, and the new Super Express starts Monday. The shutdown countdown goes on, with President Trump saying he will not meet with congressional Democrats. He says they're making unserious and ridiculous demands. Response?
Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer said the president would be to blame for a shutdown, while House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries said the president and GOP leaders need to meet with them if they want their votes on a government funding package. GOP leaders have called for a clean extension of funding through mid-November, but Democrats want additional concessions on health care, including a rollback of Medicaid cuts in the Big Beautiful Bill and an extension of Obamacare subsidies.
Correspondent Nicole Killian reporting the federal closures could start as soon as next week, ahead of the October 1st deadline. Well, if you're worried about pesticides in your food, a new study shows which kinds of produce can increase the levels in your bodies.
The Environmental Working Group studied dozens of fruits and vegetables. Those with higher levels of pesticides include
spinach or strawberries, different stone fruits, sort of like apples and nectarines.
Study co-author Alexis Temkin says the EPA sets pesticide limits for individual fruits and vegetables, but people often eat more than one together.
People are certainly not exposed to one chemical or one pesticide at a time in isolation.
Temkin says the best way to stay safe is to buy more organic produce.
That's correspondent Michael Wallace reporting, and no, I am not changing my views on asparagus. The Gates Foundation is stepping up to help fight HIV and malaria, even as the U.S. makes massive cuts in foreign and humanitarian aid.
Bill Gates' nearly $1 billion pledge over the next 3 years represents an infusion of money into global health initiatives proven to save lives.
We can prevent women from getting HIV. We have tools to kill mosquitoes, to get rid of malaria over time. So we have innovation, but then we need the money to buy those products to get them out to all the world's children.
Gates says his pledge is not enough to offset major cuts by the U.S. and other governments to international health assistance.
Correspondent Elaine Quijano reporting the Microsoft co-founder and then-wife Melinda started that foundation in 2000. It's one of the world's biggest funders of global health initiatives. Some sad news for film buffs today. Acclaimed Italian actor Claudia Cardinale, known for some of the most celebrated European movies of the 1960s and 70s, has died. She starred in more than 100 films and TV productions, probably best known for starring opposite Marcello Mastroianni in Federico Fellini's 8½. Her agent says she died surrounded by her children in Nemours, France. Well, even the old masters do a little borrowing once in a while.
Researchers at Amsterdam's Rijksmuseum say they've solved a centuries-old mystery. They now believe a dog in the shadows of Rembrandt's 1642 masterpiece, The Night Watch, was inspired by a drawing by another artist, or copied from an engraving by yet another, or the title page of a book. A quick look at all three proves they're almost identical. The museum's director says the celebrated painter had a huge print collection, studied his predecessors, and borrowed from them as well. The remaining mystery, exactly what kind of dog it is. Pedigrees didn't exist in the 17th century. Deborah Rodriguez for 1010 Wins.
Nassau County Executive Bruce Blakeman invites you to celebrate the Ryder Cup coming to Nassau County. Thursday, September 25th, kick off the festivities with a concert and fireworks at Eisenhower Park. Friday to Sunday, watch all the action on the giant screen with games, food, and Ryder Cup ticket giveaways from 12 to 6 each day at Field 6. Friday night, don't miss world-renowned EDM DJ Steve Aoki at 8 p.m. Free admission and parking. Join us for Ryder Cup weekend at Eisenhower Park.
Did you know you can get more with New York Lottery Plus?
You pulling my leg?
No, seriously. Just enter scratch off and draw game tickets and get more points.
Pulling a fast one?
No. And you can put your points towards chances to win gift cards, cash prizes, and more.
Is this a stunt?
No, you even get points for playing new games.
You're pulling my chain, aren't you?
No.
Pulling my finger?
What? No. Man, put that thing away.
Sorry.
Introducing New York Lottery Plus. Download the app, sign up, get more. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
The 1010 Wins Pickleball Tournament is back. It's the city's biggest with cash prizes for the top players. All the info at 1010wins.com/pickleball.
All news, all the time. This is 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
Good morning. 70 degrees at 7:20 on Wednesday, September 24th. I'm Kathleen Marple-Kalb, and here's what's happening. Jimmy Kimmel is back.
This show is not important. What is important is that we get to live in a country that allows us to have a show like this.
Late night host returned. All ABC stations didn't carry him, though. 1010 Wins Glenn Schuck with all the developments. It started with a punch and ended on the subway tracks. A man, reportedly an off-duty police officer, attacked in the East Village. More lawsuits in the deadly Legionnaire's disease outbreak in Harlem. The Reverend Al Sharpton and other leaders getting involved. Suing over solitary confinement. Lawyers for Rikers Island inmates are fighting. LIRR is ready for the Ryder Cup, adding service to get the golf fans out to Bethpage Black. Yanks clinch with a walk-off win over the White Sox. Mets beat Cubs for a one-game lead for that last wild-card spot. 10 Wins AccuWeather. Cloudy, warm, humid, chance of showers, and the high 79. Winds use time 7:21. Let's get you where you need to go. Here's Karen Stewart.
The UN General Assembly is in town from today until Monday the 29th. Every day this week is a gridlock alert day. Continue with mass transit. There will be street closures, frozen zones, full shutdowns. Expect them in Midtown. We're including, but not limiting to, 42nd Street, 5th Avenue, Madison Park, and Lexington Avenues. Keep it locked to 1010 Wins. Traffic and transit every 10 minutes on the ones. Keep you updated. And speaking of the FDR Drive, northbound FDR 58th Street, unauthorized truck still out there. The right lane's blocked, and your alternate is going to be 1st Avenue here. In New Jersey, eastbound 80 at exit 60 for Route 20 in Patterson. We have an accident. The right lane is blocked. The northbound New Jersey Turnpike's eastern spur near the Vince Lombardi has got an accident on the left and right shoulders. And as we take a check of what we see on Long Island's Big 3, over on Northern State, westbound near 35S for 106. We have an unauthorized truck on the right. LIE not doing poorly, and the Southern State happens to be in pretty good shape. No problems there. We're sponsored by the New York Waterway Ferry. Want a better way to the city? Take the New York Waterway Ferry from Port Imperial, Weehawken, with indoor parking, fast frequent ferries, and free connecting shuttles in Manhattan. Taking the ferry is simply the best way to New York. Visit nywaterway.com or call 1-800-53-FERRY. Karen Stewart, 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM.
This time, the late night host wasn't commenting on the news. He was the news. Jimmy Kimmel returned to the airways last night, but not on all ABC stations. 1010 Wins Glenn Schuck with the story and reaction from Midtown.
Nexstar and Sinclair are still not carrying the show, but from Jimmy Kimmel himself, no apologies and angry words from President Trump.
The President of the United States made it very clear he wants to see me and the hundreds of people who work here fired from our jobs. Our leader celebrates Americans losing their livelihoods because he can't take a joke.
Trump posting on Truth Social yesterday implying he again may sue ABC, calling the network, quote, a true bunch of losers. Mike from New Jersey feels Kimmel isn't a bad guy and hopes all of this calms down.
I know Jimmy put a post on Instagram where he did express empathy there, and it was a nice post, but not everyone saw that.
We'll see what happens in the days ahead. Glenn Schuck, 1010 Wins, 92.3 FM in Midtown.
Not the greatest timing for Disney Plus, as many people were canceling their subscriptions online. The streamer announced a price hike.
In 1 month, Disney Plus will jump $2 a month to $11.99 with ads, while an ad-free plan will rise $3 to $18.99. A bundled plan that includes Disney Plus and Hulu is also jumping in price. In its August earnings statement, Disney said it had 128 million subscribers. As of last month, according to Nielsen, 46% of Americans were watching TV and movies on streaming platforms, compared to about 23% on cable and 19% on legacy networks.
Correspondent Matt Piper. New Disney prices go into effect October 21st. It started with a punch and ended on the subway tracks. Frightening incident in the East Village last night. The victim reportedly an off-duty police officer. This happened just before 7:30 p.m. at the 3rd Avenue L station. Police say a 24-year-old man was on the platform when a 28-year-old guy came up to him and punched him, sending him onto the tracks. Now in the scuffle, the suspect also ended up on the tracks. Both managed to climb back up before any trains came. The 24-year-old, described in media reports as an off-duty police officer, was taken to the hospital in stable condition with head and body pain. The suspect, identified as 28-year-old Aaron Walker, whose last address was a Harlem homeless shelter, was arrested soon after at Union Square. He's being held on a slew of charges, including attempted murder. Back to court yesterday for accused Gilgo Beach serial killer Rex Uerman for a key ruling. Judge Timothy Mazzei ruled he would keep the 7 murder cases in one trial, denying the defense request to break them up. Defense lawyer Michael Brown says they're disappointed in that ruling, but moving forward.
We're not wasting people's time. We're not making motions for the sake of making motions. We're making motions because we are confident in the law and confident in our position.
Now, Uerman is accused of killings dating back to 1993. He was arrested 2 years ago and is being held without bail. City Council said to vote tomorrow on a plan to build several dozen specialized apartments for former Rikers Island detainees with severe medical problems, and that plan has become a political battle. It's expected to pass over the objections of local council member Bronx Republican Christine Marmorato, and without the support of Mayor Adams, who once backed it. Despite the political implications, the developer, Stanley Richards of the Fortune Society, says it is badly needed. He says some neighbors may not be on board, but they hope to have a dialogue with them. Wings News Time, 7:26. Now, Bloomberg Money Watch.
Good morning. It looks like calling yourself Fat Brands doesn't mean fat profits. The company that owns restaurant chains, including Fatburger and Johnny Rockets, discussing a potential debt restructuring. Sources tell us despite relatively steady performance at the chain's, Fat Brands is struggling to service its debt. The company has more than 2,300 restaurants. Disney shares down slightly after the return of Jimmy Kimmel you've been talking about, and also amid the swirl about the new price hike coming at Disney+. Stock futures overall, they're pointing to a higher open right now. Dow futures up 23, S&P up 12, NASDAQ futures surging 77. Denise Pellegrini for 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.